Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Honey. I am here on a Sunday, of course, to do the Married to Medicine review. I hope you guys had a wonderful, outstanding, marvelous, perfectly cool, and refreshing weekend as I did. As you can see, I've just washed my hair. I'm giving you you guys 1970s, okay, realness. All right, I'm giving you dark lip, I'm giving you darkish eye. Okay, I'm giving it to you guys. You guys already know we're here for Married to Medicine. Of course, this is season 6, episode 7, Out of Commission. First and foremost, let's talk about Contessa. When we left last week, Contessa was just going into the hospital, you guys, to get a double mastectomy because her mom had breast cancer and she had a 40% chance. Her dad also has prostate cancer, and so she had a 40% likelihood of getting breast cancer. And so what she opted to do was be proactive and have her breast tissue removed. Of course, we left off with Scott being anxious, and Contessa came out of it. She was a real trooper. Scott was so happy to see her sitting up and just talking. She was asking for her babies when she got home. Of course, the babies had so many questions, and it was kind of emotional for me too because I really thought she did the right thing by just letting it be a normal day for the kids, right? And then I watching other people's reviews, they was like, well, what if something happened to her? And they didn't know, like, but if you gonna tell your children that you having surgery, that's something they're gonna be thinking about during the school day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I see people's points now because the kids had a lot of questions. They missed her. But she was just so good, so patient. Even though I know she was in pain, she was saying like she's had 3 pregnancies. She would do it 50 times over before she would deal with that type of pain again. So, you know, her, like I said, she had a 40% chance of getting breast cancer, and now that she's had this surgery, it's almost none. It's not foolproof, of course. There is a chance, always a chance somewhere that this could happen, but it's so very, very low, and you could just see that there's a sense of relief with her. She's up, she's looking beautiful. She is still in quite a bit of pain. She should be fine and back, in about 6 weeks. Mariah and a young lady named Dr. Jarret comes over. We saw Dr. Jarret at Contessa's 90s party, and she's a dentist. Her husband is also a doctor. I think they might be trying to introduce a new couple. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that might spice it up a little bit, hopefully. Um, and she's having a housewarming. Like I said, her and Mariah came over to visit. It was a nice visit. They talked. They talked about the fact that Mariah has had a little bit of work done. Contessa had, since she had to get new breasts anyway, implants. They made them nice. They made them real noise. And she was worried about the sensitivity. That was a good little bit of conversation. I like to see this side of Mariah. It just seems more genuine than at the party. Well, anyway, Dr. Jarret is gonna have a housewarming party, and although Contessa will not be able to go, she is sending Scott in her stead. Now we already know what happened last time. She sent Scott in her stead, right? So we're gonna talk about the party at the end. Y'all know that. Let's talk about Heavenly. Heavenly gets home from Miami. She goes through the house. She's looking for Damon. Damon's downstairs in the studio. Why is Damon downstairs in the studio and not outside to greet me at the door like the queen I am, right? He you could tell like he had a couple of relaxing days where he didn't really have to deal with Heavenly, and you could tell that he got real used to that. And when she came back in like a roaring tornado, he was like, "Oh, you're just oh." And then she starts telling him about everything, and everything she had went through and some of her revelations and all of that. And I don't know, I still feel the same way. Like, I don't feel a genuineness from heavenly. I just don't know. Like, sometimes on certain situations, I can feel Dr. Heavenly be genuine. When times when it's time for her to talk about herself and reflect on herself, it all kind of seems like an act to me. I'm sorry, Damon, who I have dubbed AKA the voice of Grimace, because he was like, yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, well, now maybe you can, yeah, it seems like you learned a lot. I was like, what you about to say, Dr. David? Now you can stop being such a raging bitch. Is that why you're saying that? And he called himself, like, I can tell that he would rather just smooth it over and not deal with it so he can go back to doing what he was doing than try to even slightly get her dander up or hairs up about anything and have to hear all day and all night with her. Like, I can just tell it, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. That's nice, buddy. And she hugs him. It was so weird. Like, I was like, oh, I like Dr. Damon, but he's like, I have nobody. Okay, buddy. That's nice, buddy. All right. Dr. Jackie and the Tree, aka Cecil, not Cecil, Curtis. They looking for a house. Dr. Jackie and Curtis, I don't know. He a little slick at the mouth. He a little slick at the mouth. I can't put my finger on it. He's a little. Somebody else called him arrogant, and I'm gonna go ahead and co-sign it. I'm gonna go ahead and co-sign that arrogance. Anyway, don't nobody want no trouble with their wife out of none of these couples. But anyway, so let's see what else. Toya and Eugene. I still remain unimpressed with Toya. Um, I'm just not feeling her this season at all. I don't like it. I like seeing the kids. They take the kids to see the new house. They talk about what they want, and it was a real moment where their oldest son, she said they moved 4 times, and he keeps losing friends. And their daddy Eugene feel like he gonna get over it, but Toya takes a moment to be more sympathetic about it. I feel like he will get over it. Simone and Cecil. Well, Miles is home from school, and they all get together for dinner. And they're at the house where Simone is living. I think it's the North House. And Cecil, takes the leadership role and starts saying that, now that we're all together and Miles is back, now we can spend some more time together and just work on that togetherness and bringing everybody together. And of course, it is keeping the issue at hand on table, the fact that they're not in the same house. Um, but at the same time, it's giving the kids some perspective as to what to expect. Like, we trying to move towards this in Cecil's mind. Dr. Simone takes this approach where she talks about all the things she has now that are great that she wants to remain the same, namely cleanliness. Well, Cecil points out that what she said was kind of negative, and he was like, she was like, well, how really? He started explaining about how he thought it was negative, but she definitely was like, you going out every night and partying. They flashback when he out and drinking, and she probably feel like, how come you out drinking and stuff and having fun and socializing with your boys and you're not working? You need to put that effort in the work. Like, it felt like it was going that way to me. And he was like, well, you going out too? And they showed a couple of pictures of hers going out. And Miles was like, what's the big deal? Y'all both going out. Except you going out in Atlanta, Daddy, and Mama, you going out. Because you out of town going out. And they both started laughing and, out of the mouths of babe. He was like, so what are y'all arguing about? Really nothing. Moot point. Why are we been having this conversation? And everybody just starts laughing. It was a good moment. I just want to say this. More sex in your life, Cecil and Simone will diffuse some of that snarky defensiveness. That's all I'm saying. Okay. When he comes over to pick her up to take her to the party, which is so weird to me. She looks good, and he hugs her, and she was like, "Oh, you want to get a little, and that was just like a little teaser for him. He did want to. He was totally game for it, but she was like, "No, we got to go." And then he started talking about being together in the house, and she was like, "Yeah, we want to move slowly and all of that." I was like, "Girl, it ain't gonna be but a little bit more of that." Now, your husband didn't actually cheat on you. Now, you feel like he did emotionally. With some people feel like it's worse, but all I'm saying is, you best to get on that pole. You best to get on that pole, okay? And do what you got to do with that pole, girl. If you know, like I know, it's really making Cecil look bad. It really is making Cecil look bad. Plus, not only the fact that a little pre-party sex would have just made y'all night that much more special. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all night, y'all would have been purring around each other like kittens. I wouldn't have passed up a little penny to the side action. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Come on, daddy. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Okay. Real quick now, daddy. We can't be all night now. We don't want to be too late. Okay. I didn't even see all that. Now that is the appropriate use for daddy, not children. That is the appropriate use for daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Daddy. Okay. Anyway, let me move forward. Listen, Quad been out with her friends over at the sister circle. She hanging out with them and talking and laughing. It seems like it's all free form. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why things get so super serious when she get together with the girls here on Married to Medicine. But we see that her mama and her aunt are there, and their face are beat to the gods. Now you ain't gonna make me believe your mama walk around with that concealer under a coiffed eyebrow on the top, a defined eyebrow, brightened and beautiful, and the lip and the tones. You know, baby, you got your parents, you got your mama and your aunt face beat for this shoot, girl. It's apparent. It's apparent. First of all y'all look like Fashion Fair, Floyd Roberts. You know what I'm saying? Them lips and them that foundation. If y'all don't look like Fashion Fair / Floyd Roberts or Lil Iman, ciao, bye. They all look beautiful. Um, there are times where I feel just like Dr. Heavenly, a real genuine emotions and feelings from Quad. And then there are times when I'm confused. I feel like some things appear to be staged for me, and I just don't know. It keeps me in a perpetual state of distrust for her. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. She was talking about how 2 days prior, if I'm not mistaken about the timeline, she filed for divorce and she moved into her own residence. And so your mom and your aunt are here to stay with you. So obviously you didn't move into like a 1 bedroom apartment or anything. Obviously, if you have room enough to bring your mom and your aunt to stay with you for a little bit, because they're your rock and your family is your center and you guys support each other, and your mom really gets you through and all of that, and you got makeup artists coming through and beating your mama's face. Obviously you're in a nice space. Okay. All right, that doesn't just happen overnight. Like that takes a little bit of planning to move into that type of space. But what do I know? People have friends in high places. I'm just saying, it seems like you were able to get it together real nice, though. Quan. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about the party. So we get to the party. It's a very nice house. I wonder where that house is. I mean, it was looking like it was a little bit of the Vinings, not too far from Candy Burris type, that type of area. I don't know. That's what it was looking like. The style. It was a beautiful home, nice open floor plan. It had people everywhere. Her husband is handsome. Dr. Jarret is a beautiful woman. All the ladies look beautiful. Um, Quad arrived, and Toya takes her first attempt at holding decent conversation. Let me just put it this way. She makes a comment about, "Wow, this is weird. We haven't seen. This is like our second time seeing you in like 2 months." Now, I know that Simone was at the buffet with Mariah trying to throw shade at Quad because she felt like this is how you act when somebody asks you a simple question. First of all, she already know that Toya was throwing shade. Y'all know that Toya is throwing shade. It may seem like a simple question just because she said, "Really? Oh, well, I'm." What? What did I say? You know exactly what you said. And maybe what you said wasn't bad, but who you are rubs her the wrong way right now, Toya. Okay, maybe her snippiness at you, because she told her to relax. Thank you, Toya. Relax. Okay, Toya, already. Really relax. What? What do you mean? I mean, I am, maybe she wasn't telling you because of the comment. Maybe she was telling you because of the tone, the attitude, the fact that you jumped right out of there. Now, maybe I missed y'all all speaking and having small talk, and you know what I'm saying? You just like right in it, just like boom, we right here at it. Okay. So then we see Simone and Cecil and Dr. Heavenly's knows why Cecil and Simone come outside, Heavenly's out there, and Heavenly decides she gonna get all in their business. It was kind of at Simone's behest. Basically, she was saying that the man needs to be loved and cherished or something. But basically, it was about them having sex. And Cecil was like, you could tell he was a little uncomfortable, but he basically was seconding that emotion. We've all said it. Everybody knows it. Cecil would like to have more sex. He would like to have more intimacy with his wife. I think it's a major problem, especially with communicating with one another. They just do not have any, even the lad, they crack each other up, but they don't turn each other on, or he don't turn her on or something. I don't know. Toya throws shade at Contessa through Scott. So when Scott gets there, your wife is home in her sick bed, and you hear her. So you're supposed to be representing. People's like, my wife is fine. She's with her aunt. And Simone was like, is that the AN person in the text? Was that the AN person? Because there was an AN person. I'm like, Simone, you ain't been to see her. You ain't called the girl. Why y'all worried about what Quad doing? Now, um, Contessa did mention the fact that she didn't tell the ladies, with the exception of Dr. Jackie, because she didn't want them to worry. She didn't even tell her sister, and we all know it was short notice. But the reason why she didn't tell them is that she didn't want anything to keep her from back out of the situation. This is something she felt like she had to do, and she just decided and went with it. So But Toya makes a point with the ladies when they all together that um since Contessa didn't feel the need to text her and tell her what was going on, she gonna act like she don't know what's going on, like she not gonna get involved with it anyway. Well, everybody, that little montage of them basically in confessional throwing so much shade at Toya's petty ass. And I have just decided that Toya, okay, let's go on a little bit further. We're going to talk about it. Then we see Toya come outside after Heavenly just had this awkward conversation about Simone and Cecil's sex life. Toya comes outside, and Curtis is sitting there, and so she goes to sit down. She did this before when they were all together as a couple. This is before Jackie and Curtis got together, and she sat on his lap, and she was supposed to be testing. Your husband had already told you that was a problem, but instead now you're gonna act like you unsteady. Cecil got up and moved. She was like, yeah, good job, Caesar. You passed this time. That's not your place, Toya. That's not your place, girl. That is not your place. Let me tell you something. You out of order in people's business. I tell you, them girls collectively get in your ass about staying in your place and minding your business. We wouldn't have all of these incidences popping off. Like she was like, yeah, he passed the test this time. Who are you to test anybody? Who are you to test anybody? Whose type are you? Whose type are you? Eugene's. That's it. That's it. And you don't give blowjobs? Girl, bye. Goodbye. Ain't nobody tricking out with you. Move along. Move along. Move along. Move along. Quad and Jackie talk. And Jackie tries to break it through a little bit, but she can't really break through because Quad got the gate up. Quad has got the gate up. She is just, she's just not comfortable. She's not in a place. The longer you stay away, the harder it is to come back into the fold. That's just what it is. She just doesn't want to have the conversation. Like, certainly not there at the party. Like, Jackie's on her knees. Like, I'm just like, what? Can we just all have light-hearted conversation, like joyful conversation? Like, why do we have to for the show? I get it. Then we see where Aiden, as soon as Quad comes in and sits down with everybody while the guys are there, Aiden um ask about where Greg is. And Quad, I will say that was a very defensive thing she said. Oh, so you keeping attendance for everyone? You're keeping up with where everybody is. You know the dude's gonna ask about where Gregory is. You already know that. You know that. Now he kept going on and playing dumb about it. That's what made it awkward. That's what made it weird. And Mariah kind of trying to Aiden, Aiden, don't ask. Aiden, don't ask anything. Aiden, don't ask any questions. Aiden, just don't ask. Just, girl, y'all really putting on. Y'all really putting on. You know that Aiden know. You just playing him out. You know, Aiden took one for the team and did what you needed him to do was get that ball kicked off. So when the guys leave and excuse themselves, Quad try to tell the ladies, and she starts, from it was a foggy morning one Christmas day. I was about two. She does start like at the beginning, the beginning, the beginning, the beginning. Like she is not gonna get into the meat and the juice of it all, and she's trying to be, poised, and she wants it all to be perfect, and she wants it, to come across like she's a a force, and she's strong, and she's got to get it all, and all the ladies are supposed Mariah is chomping at the bit. Mariah really wants to be friends with Quad. I think that's why she act like children in the sandbox with Quad. Like every chance she get to pull Quad to tug on Quad's wig a little bit, that's what she does. It's very unbecoming. And she was, you can see Quad, she's big with the gestures too, just like Mariah. They're birds of a feather. So Jackie was like, well, maybe Mariah, maybe, because she was like, I'm the rock of my family. We are all the rock of our families, Quad. We are all the rock of our families. And then Jackie was like, well, maybe I think she wants to just get it out, just wants to tell her story, just maybe uninterrupted. And Mariah's just like, she chomping at the bit. Um, uh, Quad starts the whole diatribe again. It was a frosty Sunday morning, and I was but 11. and Mariah's like, oh, come on with it. So she says a little bit more. Mariah jumps back in, and this is when Mariah tries to bring Heavenly in it. And Heavenly was supposed to co-sign on it, not co-sign on what she said, but Quad was saying that Mariah, please, 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 you're making it all about you. And so when Mariah turns to Heavenly and say, and Heavenly, am I making it all about me? I guess Heavenly was supposed to co-sign for Mariah because they ain't friends no way. So if Heavenly said, then it must be true. Heavenly was like, I do get your point, but I think you should let the lady talk. I thought it was a good moment. I thought it was a good moment for Heavenly. It was done. It was done very professionally. I like that. I like it. I don't know why people won't let Quad finish her thoughts out. And this is what I was gonna say about Toya. Toya really has two storylines. One, she is insistent on having these petty, one-sided feuds with Contessa through Scott mostly. But two, I could see that her and Mariah kind of work together. Her and Mariah are working together to be messy, just messy enough here and there and in places to keep the storyline jumping. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. And I think Quad knows it. I think Quad knows it, and she's trying to give them as little as possible. Any tea they get from Quad, they got to, they got to pull it out of her. She ain't giving nothing up freely, baby. And every chance she get them to check them about it, she do it. So Heavenly does jump in, and she is so helpful and open. It leaves Jackie to hold Simone's hand in a moment of friendship. They really feel like they have saved the poor wretch. Maybe the poor wretch Heavenly is coming around, and she's not being so brash and rude and abrupt, because she has this conversation about how she's changed and she's trying to change, and having open conversations with one another, like talking to Simone about the fact that she yelled and how it makes her feel. And Simone co-signs it and says, I understand how it makes her feel, and I'm trying to work on that. And then Quad says, well, you do talk a little bit loud, sis, and it bothers me too. And Simone was like, really, darling? And they all just fell out laughing, like, oh, it was a nice icebreaker. And I could tell it kind of a little bit pissed Mariah off. That's how I know Mariah and Toya working together. They working together. I'm telling you, to keep it fresh, to keep it juicy, to keep it coming, for us, so we don't get bored. All right, I can see it clear as day, because she really don't have nothing going on with Contessa. That's supposed to distract us. What she really doing is working with Mariah to get Quad to give some tea so they can really, really feel this season out. That's what I see. That's what I see. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below. But that is Married to Medicine, out of commission. Until next time, honeybees. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll holla.